Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Polish Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank, the CS-52 Lease. Now this is a fantastic little medium tank. It's a great crew trainer for the Polish mediums line that came out a long while ago now. And it's a great tank. It really is a very nice tank. Really, to me, I think it's only bettered in terms of the way it plays by the Tech Tree tank, which is something that's very rare these days, to be honest. I think that, well, it's all personal opinion, right? For me, the CS-53, which is the Tech Tree Tier 8 Premium, is an absolute god-tier tank. Like, the DPM on it is insane, the mobility is okay, the camo's great, the shell velocity on it is fine. It's just the DPM is absolutely nuts. Like, before people have blinked, they've lost most of the health to it. This tank has a slower reload for 20 more alpha, but it has some armour to it, though. Like, the Tech Tree one doesn't really have any armour. This tank does, but you don't want to rely on this armour because you will get penned a lot, but it's more the kind of armour where if you were poking on a ridgeline, you know, bobbing back and forth, wiggling, you know, just doing the general duck, dodge, dip, dive and dodge mechanics, you can ricochet shots, and that's nice. It's like I said, it's something that the CS-53 can't do, but it is quite noticeable to have the slower reload that this tank gets just for that 20 more alpha. It's like this reloads in 7.2 seconds and the CS-53 reloads in 6 seconds. Yeah, the 1.2 seconds difference for 20 alpha is a big, big difference, and you do feel it. But this tank's nice. Like I said, the gun handling's nice. The 320 alpha's nice. Anyway, despite that, you know, being worse than the CS-53 in terms of that DPM, the gun handling, like I said, is good. Mobility is okay. The camo is great. The camo is fantastic on all of the Polish mediums, to be honest. But this tank has also got good camo. And it's a lot of fun to play. And if you watched the video yesterday, it'll be a nice tank for you to pick up. So in terms of a crew, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Run and Gun, Steady Aim, Trap Mechanic, Camouflage Expertise, and Muffled Shot. Now, that is a generic crew that I will run for medium tanks, okay? So, for me, basically there's a criteria that I sort of, you know, it's one of those checklists you go through in your head when you're sorting a crew out for a tank, right? And for me, the criteria is, oh, what's the camo like? Oh, the camo's good. Well, if the camo's good, I want to improve the camo on the tank if I can. Well, I run Camouflage and Muffled Shot. But then I'll think, okay, what's the gun handling like? If the gun handling's poor, then I'm going to want to run Snapshot, right? And get the better gun handling on Turret Traverse. This tank has good gun handling if you run the Vert Stabs, because I run Rammer, Vert Stabs and Optics. And it's like, okay, well, you know, it's got good gun handling with Vert Stabs. If you run and gun and Steady Aim and get the accuracy better with those two perks, you don't need Snapshot, because the gun is fantastic. As you can see in this video, the gun is fantastic. It's a great little gun. So I run the camo perks, because therefore we can make the other true strength of the tank better, and that's always a good thing, right? The longer you stay unspotted, the more damage you can get. So, in this game, in this first one, on Prokhorovka, we realised the danger of the position we were in. We were sat at E5, and they had quite a few tanks get spotted on that one line, and there wasn't many of my tanks on that side with me. You have to realise with Proc, if they have the numbers on that one line and you have no one with you, just get out of there. There's no point hanging about. You need to get out of dodge, get yourself safe, and you can continue playing the game. Pretty much. Because if I stayed on that side, what was going to happen? They were going to get to A1, A2, and then they were probably going to have good shots into me, and there was no one that was going to be able to help me to be able to win that flank. If I risk it for a biscuit, get over the train tracks, I can stay safe on this side, help my team spot out, and get damage out. And, you know, that's the main thing, really. So we've got APCR in here for the Type 5 Heavy, because we're barely going to pen the Type 5 Heavy without the premium rounds, because this tank only has 208 pen on its AP, and 252 pen on its APCR. So with the APCR 252 pen, that's enough. We'll pen most tanks we're ever going to face with that. That's fine. 208 pen on the stand rounds is a little bit low, and when you're coming against this Type 5 Heavy, you're not going to pen it with that. But we have switched back to AP because It's a big problem with the CS-52 lease. It doesn't have much ammo. And this is ammo conservation thinking. Because I'm going to need, well, in my head, I'm going to need that APCR for the Type 5. And it's a waste to fire that APCR at a FV4005. But saying that I wasn't going to pen the Type 5 Heavy with a 208 standard pen, we managed to go through the side of the Type 5 Heavy, don't we? Because the game's just got to prove me wrong. But we spot this T-54. He's on a Madden to kill the artillery. He's doing God's work. Fair play. And we're going to get some shots into the side of this guy. He pulls up there. We go for the drive wheel, track him in place, and we're just pulling back so we stay behind this bush and we keep this bush between me and him. Because that way we can keep our camouflage up and we're not going to get spotted. He's not going to lock onto us and wreck us with his ridiculous DPM. I preempt my reload then, which was what you heard the click, and then I just sort of looked away because I preempted my reload. But fortunately enough, I managed to finish him off. I'm up to 3.4k spotting, 3.4k damage. We know where the two artillery are because we saw some of the shots coming in from this direction. And as you can see, my friends are on H2 right now. They have not spotted the ones in the corner. We get a nice shot into the back chat 15555 to shut him down. There's now one artillery left, but unfortunately, we were going to lose that game, so we capped out. And we didn't get to go for the artillery, but it is what it is. And we finished the victory with 3 kills, 3.4k damage, 3.4k assistance, nice total of 108,000 silver, the ace tanker, 1932 base XP in a tier 10 game for the CS-52 lease. It's a goddamn nice tank. It's one that I do enjoy playing every time I take it out. But as is the whole Polish medium line tree, to be honest, because the whole Polish medium line is so much fun. Because you get the CS-63, which is god tier at tier 10. You've got the CS-59, which again is god tier at tier 9. You got the CS-53, which is, oh, look at that, what a shock, god tier at tier 8. Then you got the CS-44, which, okay, it's not god tier, but it's okay. And a lot of people don't like the tank. Me, personally, I did enjoy it, because it was one of those that had a choice of two decent guns. You had the 90mm, which was more consistent, had good DPM, pretty decent accuracy, had more gun depression, a lot of fun to use. And you had the big, hard-hitting 100mm that was a bit derpy, had no DPM. But the thing is, you had alpha, you had 300 alpha, and you hit hard. And it was a really nice thing to use. And I like tanks like that had the choice of playstyle, you know, it sort of cater to people that like the alpha, or like me, or cater to the people that prefer the DPM, like Randy did when he played it. And 3 marked it, if you want to check that out on his channel when he played it with that gun. If you watch my videos, you'll see the 100mm. And then you had the buggy. And the buggy. Who doesn't love the buggy in that 100mm gun? Or the 90mm, but the 100mm gun was just absolutely fantastic and glorious to play. And as well as that, there was the DS Plzins, which, yeah, okay, the tier 5 is terrible, but it is what it is. There's always going to be a bad egg in the line, right? And then you got the CS-52 lease, which is the premium tank of the line. And again, it's a hell of a lot of fun. Is it god tier? No, I don't think it's god tier. But is it fun? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, we're on the second game, and we're on Muravanka. Good old Muravanka. I did miss this map for a very long time. And we are pushing the Magic Forest. Now, the Magic Forest is a good place to go for medium tanks and tanks that are decent at being hulled down. And we've managed to get some good shots into the SU-152. We've managed to amass 2.8k damage, which is great so far. We've got the fellow pleb member in front of us, Mafadi. We've got a tank that's at the back that's been shooting at us. It penned us for about 240. Don't know what that is at the minute. Bit concerning, because it can sit back there in the bushes unspotted. But this light tank is going in on Mafadi. So we're like, well, we've got to help this guy out, right? We push Mafadi and his Pantera out. We can progress this fight, and we can progress to get shots into the guys like the Cries of the K here. Because that's the thing, right? That northern flank? Western flank, right? Yeah, the western flank. It's a very good flank to fight in for a heavy tank. It is a very good heavy tank flank. But it does have the problem of where those two heavy tanks are spotted at the minute. If I play it correctly, I can actually push into a good position to get shots into that middle area. So if you don't send anyone to the Magic Forest, that position there that I'm about to get shots into this Cries of the Cave from is a bit horrible and awkward to fight in. Because, if, like I say, if they don't take the Magic Forest, we get free shots like this into their tanks that are pressuring that flank, creates a crossfire, and that's pain. So we're going for a shot into this VK 1608. Okay, we're just going to go with the Mauerbrecher. It's the unskinned Mauerbrecher, and we're getting some shots into his side. And I'm just going to move up now to try and get this building between me and him so I don't get a big 440 Alpha Bomb into my side, because we don't want that. Trying to see if we can get some shots into the Chrysler. Unfortunately, I inadvertently drove out in front of the unskinned Mauerbrecher. He ends up slapping us for that 440 Alpha Bomb. But we know our DPM is so much better than his. And we slap a shot into his lower plate, finish him off. Now, we're actually equal on tanks at the minute, which is a bit delicate of a situation. We managed to shut down the Chrysler. We're now only against 4 tanks. There's the SU-130 PM back there. The light tank and the medium tank that's just destroyed them on my left. We managed to shut down the Barask, who was coming over clearly trying to get us. There's a Sturm Tiger P. It's lucky that I noticed him there, because that Sturm Tiger P could have quite easily blapped me, and that would have been a painful end. We're up to 5.2k damage, 782 assistance. We go for a shot into the SU-130 PM, and the tank with no armour we bounce on. Okay. The Sturm Tiger P fires, and it's like, well, that's curtains for you, my son. But unfortunately for us, the T-77 shuts him down. We look for the shot on the SU, but he managed to just get behind cover. And I ignore that SU, because I'm like, well, I can go for this light tank. But if I get up on top of this ridgeline, maybe I can get a shot into him. And we do. And we managed to leverage ourselves up on top of this ridgeline, get the gun depression. I knew I could take a hit from that SU if I had to. And by doing that, we got to shut him down. We're up to 5.3k damage. We know where the light tank was. He was spotted in our cap. I say spotted in our cap. He is capping for some reason. Don't know why he hopes to achieve. He just tells me exactly where he is. We spot him up, and we shut him down. And that's where the camo came into play as well, with the good camo on the CS-52 lease, because I spotted him at the same time as he spotted me, and he was in a bush. So we finished the game with 5 kills, 5.3k damage, 1200 assistance, ace tanker, high caliber, 2.1k base. A really nice game for the CS-52 lease. Honestly, a fantastic tank that tops off, really, for the premium tank of the line, the entirely fantastic Polish medium tech tree. And it's one that you can win if you check out my video from yesterday. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!